Moscow's forces lost 41 artillery systems and a total of 35 armored combat vehicles in a single day, Kyiv's military said in an update on Thursday. The figures were provided by the General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces, which posts estimates of Russia's troop and equipment losses daily. Its latest update said Russia lost 1,160 soldiers over the past 24 hours, bringing the total to 407,240. Russia has also lost a total of 9,867 artillery systems, 12,273 armored combat vehicles, 6,523 tanks, and 339 military jets in the ongoing war, Kyiv said. The casualty numbers have been high on both sides these past few months, especially around the eastern town of Avdiivka, a key focus for Moscow since October, where the battle earned the label of meat grinder. The term describes the prolonged battles that occurred and racked up high casualty counts and absorbed significant resources. Ukraine's years-long defense of the city, in the end, turned into a withdrawal under intense Russian pressure. This was confirmed early on Saturday by Ukrainian Commander-in-Chief Oleksandr Syrsky, who said the order was given to avoid encirclement and preserve the lives and health of servicemen. Russian forces are now reported to be simultaneously advancing in 5 main directions after Avdiivka's fall. Estimates of casualty numbers vary, with Ukraine's figures usually exceeding those of its Western allies. Moscow rarely shares information on the number of casualties it has sustained in the war. In September 2022, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said 5,937 troops had been killed since the war began. Kyiv, like Moscow, does not provide updated information on its war casualties. A U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency assessment leaked in April 2023 said that Ukraine had suffered 124,500 to 131,000 casualties, including 15,500 to 17,500 dead.
Yes!
Ukraine this week said it has been successful in destroying Russian military jets. The commander of Ukraine's Air Force, Lieutenant General Mykola Oleshchuk, said in a statement on Wednesday that Kyiv had destroyed an Su-34 fighter bomber, the 7th Russian military aircraft shot down by Ukraine's armed forces in a week. The achievement was praised by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in a video address on Wednesday night. Several outcomes of this day, said Zelensky. First, I'd like to thank our air forces, everyone who protects our sky. There are good results regarding Russian military aircraft. 7 combat aircraft in 1 week. I thank you, our warriors, for your precision, the Ukrainian leader added. Russia has been deploying aircraft less frequently after its recent string of losses, Ukrainian Air Force spokesperson Yuri Ihnat said on national TV on Tuesday, Ukrainska Pravda reported. Our experience suggests that after Russian planes are downed and destroyed, the occupiers do not dare come closer. This is the case across the northern, southern, and eastern fronts, Ihnat said. The closer the aircraft armed with guided bombs approach, the farther those bombs can reach into our defenses. Moscow doesn't act as boldly as before, because it understands that its forces are within the reach of Ukrainian anti-aircraft defenses, said Ihnat. Kyiv's forces are also reported to have destroyed Russian military equipment worth millions in a drone strike that targeted a warehouse in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region, Telegram channels reported on Tuesday. Ukraine's Bulava strike unit destroyed 2 Russian T-72 tanks, S-60 anti-aircraft guns, a BMP-3 Russian infantry fighting vehicle, Ural 4320 off-road vehicles, and a rare BMP-T, also known as the Terminator, which is an armored vehicle designed to accompany tanks in battle. The drone strike took place on a Russian warehouse in the village of Staromlinivka, a Ukrainian telegram channel that publishes news on first-person view, FPV, drones in the war, said, sharing a video of the incident. Russia is bearing down on Ukrainian forces in the northeast of the country, in an offensive that could herald territorial gains for Moscow, according to a new assessment. It is an ominous sign for a Ukraine struggling to secure new Western military aid 2 years into the full-scale war. Moscow is carrying out a cohesive multi-axis offensive operation along the northern section of the current front lines in eastern Ukraine, working towards an operationally significant objective for nearly the first time in over a year and a half of campaigning in Ukraine. The U.S. think tank, the Institute for the Study of War, ISW, said in an analysis on Wednesday. Russia has been pressing down on Ukrainian defenses close to the borders of Ukraine's Kharkiv and Luhansk regions for weeks. At the same time, it has thrown resources at Avdiivka, the embattled Donetsk city from which Kyiv's forces withdrew over the weekend. Moscow has also made some gains around the Zaporizhzhia settlement of Robotyne, one of the few villages Ukraine successfully took from Russia in its summer 2023 counter-offensive. Russia's efforts around Kharkiv and Luhansk include attacks along 4 parallel axes that could provide real wins for Russia, the ISW think tank said.
Пацани, блядь, повна бойова, нахуй. Єбалом не втикать, нахуй.
Давай, шаман.
До роботи. Гандони, нахуй!
Я думаю, накрыл, вкусно. Я туда же спал. Хорош.